Hello, I want to go over the Compify version 0.1.5 that I have been working on and forked from the official Compify GitHub. All credit goes to Ian Hubert and Nathan Vegdahl. Without what they did, what I've done would be nothing. I'm moderately going to assume that you know how to set up a base Compify setup. So you would want to shoot your footage, recreate your environment as best as you can, and make sure that you have your normals facing the correct way. We'll jump into the rendered view and open up the Compify panel here. So I'll create the footage geometry and the footage lights collections. I grab all of these lights and it will account for any HDRIs that you apply to the world. So there are my lights, gonna close that, and the floor and walls. So footage geometry there. And now if I go ahead and just hit prep scene and then bake footage lighting, you can see that now our Suzanne is affecting the environment. So the shadows here on the wall, they curve with the doorway and the red bounce light on the wall here. Now, the one thing that is definitely missing would be reflections. You can see clear reflections here of the doorway. So we have new options here in the Compify called reflections. So if we create the first collection here, reflective geometry, that appears within the footage geometry collection. Now I need my floor to be reflective, so I'll go ahead and drag this in here. You can do that or click to make the object reflective. Either one will work. And as you can see, now we have options for the reflective object, but nothing's gonna reflect. We need to click on the reflected geometry and create that collection. Now we can drag our Suzanne into that collection or click on make object visible in reflections. And now we can see Suzanne on the floor. So we can move Suzanne forward, backwards, see the reflections. The one problem though, is if we drag here to go down the little doorway, we still see Suzanne here on the floor when we shouldn't. So the final collection is the holdout geometry. So if we create that collection and use, in my case, the walls as the holdout, we can click on make reflection holdout. And now Suzanne is no longer visible in the reflection unless we bring Suzanne out from the doorway. Then you can see the reflections working exactly how you would expect them to. So now this is a very beta, alpha, early, never going to possibly ever be finished, but this is for if you want to ultimately make some quick changes within Blender without having to do any crazy compositing or anything of that sort. If you don't want to always have this menu up, you can create a shortcut key to bring up the panel in your 3D viewport. Really, you can move it around anywhere, but you make the same adjustments here that you would anywhere else on the UI. So if you have any suggestions for updates, definitely let me know and I'll see what I can do about getting things implemented. And of course, it goes without saying, without Nathan Vegdahl and without Ian Hubert, this would not be possible. I am just toying around and adding things that I personally wanted. All right, neat.